Episode 193. The war is over, but we're still fighting, it seems. That's always the case with the Warrior of Light. Lord Emmerich seems to be heading towards an execution, if what everyone else is saying is going to hold true. Apparently challenging the High Priest, or whatever they call that guy, the Pope, the Archbishop. Telling him that he's a dirty liar is apparently something that gets you killed here in Ishgard. And we gotta stop it one way or another. And apparently that way is down here in the Brume. It would seem that the Forgotten Knight was spared the worst of the earlier chaos. Yeah, that and the rest of Ishgard. I mean, the parts of Ishgard that you can see anyway. Komoy, Alfino, oh gods, I've been worried sick. It's so good to see you. And you, Tataru, how did you manage to escape the chaos in the streets? Gibralont and the others barricaded the doors until the heretics left. No one was harmed, thankfully. I kind of would have liked to see that scene, like the bar barricaded and people like trying to bust down the doors, but obviously it wasn't in the budget. But what about you two? What came of your journey? We killed Nidhogg. We won. I mean, we were going there for peace, but I guess secondary objective was achieved. You're not serious. What was Sir Emmerich thinking? I mean, the way you two talk about him, I wouldn't have believed. Anyway, I've heard rumors of the people you're looking for, but I doubt they'll be of much use. This line from Tataru is interesting. I mean, the way you two talk about him, I wouldn't have believed. She's referring to the way that Emmerich just kind of valiantly, foolhardily strode towards the Archbishop and like the rest of the church and all that to challenge them. I guess the way that Alfino and Komoy talk about Lord Emmerich, just from their previous dealings with him during the patch quest right after A Realm Reborn, he was kind of played off as a shrewd guy who, I don't know, just kind of was careful about who he was dealing with and didn't really get involved that much. But I think this is pointing out that his characterization kind of changes once you get into Heavensward. How he does actually have, like, ideals and beliefs, and will even try to work towards them even if it's not the smartest thing to do. It's kind of at least in my opinion, the better side of Emmerich, at least compared to just being a shrewd envoy or whatever. Someone's dying. Seeing someone be passionate about their nation rather than just being like an intelligent businessman or whatever, that's more interesting, I think, and I guess we're seeing it now. The only thing I can say with any certainty is that they're led by someone called the Mongrel. A queer moniker if I have ever heard one, but mayhap it will make the individual in question easier to find. Come, let us all make inquiries below. Are you okay to leave, Tataru? You're not, like, on the job right now? Is she, like, working here as a waitress or something? I guess not, she's just kind of standing here looking for rumors, right? She kind of looks like she belongs, though. That was the fighting, the riots in the streets. Were you affected at all? He has nothing to say about it. This is just a guy we did for a side quest or whatever some other time, so of course he'd have nothing to say about the recent events, but it's just the kind of thing that if you look too closely at every little detail in Ishgard, kind of feels like nothing really happened in that last episode with the cutscene of the imminent fighting or whatever. Yeah, what's that? Speak up. I can't hear as well as I used to. Are you whispering? I swear I can't hear a word you're saying. Okay, this guy's useless to us. Or he's just being difficult. These guys. Preemptive strike. Okay, I think they've had enough. I don't know a goddamn thing about the Mongrel, but if I did, you can be sure I wouldn't tell you. Piss off back where you came from, Outlander. You'll get nothing from me. Well, you'll get this from me. Okay. Oh wait, we can actually target him. Yeah. Eat it. Eat it. It kind of goes in a weird trajectory. How do you put that spin on that, Komori? Can you even put spin on a snowball so it curves in the air? I guess you can. What about you, Barthovio? I'm just a poor soldier from a poor family. What business does an adventurer have with me? You're here for the quest, aren't you? I feel like I haven't seen you down here before. Whenever we came down here for like machinist quests or whatever else. How goes it? If truth be told, I doubt anyone will be willing to speak of this Mongrel, but we may still be able to confirm that Tataru's information is correct. At first, the people here were a bit standoffish, but with a little effort, and a lot of parley, I've managed to make plenty of friends. Even though we're short enough to walk past here, there's still a wall. What about you, Geraldo? Are you normally standing here? Outlanders are often surprised to learn of our ministrations to the poor. They find it to be at odds with the more militant activities of the faith. To them, I would say judge not the teachings of Helone by the actions of those who would claim to know her well. I guess there are some people that work in the church or whatever this guy's working with, adjacent to the church. I think he's with the church. I guess some of them are just like normal guys. Hey. A Mongrel? I'm not sure I catch your meaning. To a blue blood, we're all of us dogs down here. Oh, so you think we're blue bloods? I mean, we are wearing blue. And I guess we do serve the blue bloods up there. So yeah. Why would she want to talk to someone like Komori? No one wants to snitch to someone dressed like this. Look around you, milady. Mongrels as far as the eye can see. Frankly, I don't blame them. Not a single shred of information, just as I expected. These revolutionaries would not have evaded capture for so long without the masses' complicity. Still, it is good to know that Tataru's ears are sharp as ever. Frustrating though it may be, we must press on. While I continue speaking with the people of the Brume, why not go and see if Gibberlant knows aught of value? As the proprietor of the Forgotten Knight, surely he must have heard whispers of the Mongrel before. We can only hope that he will be more forthcoming than the others. I'm sure he will be, right? We're like regulars there. We like live in their inn or something. Whenever we're not out camping over in the Turning Mists or whatever. How long have we been in Nishgard? I guess it's only been like a few days since we arrived. It's always hard to tell, the passage of time. Not just in like the current story you're playing, like the beginning to the end of Heavensward. Sure, it's hard to tell the time there, but after expansions and between expansions, like the time between patch quests, it's always like a point of contention or debate or mystery. How much time has passed? How many years has it been since the Calamity? Nobody knows for sure. I mean, it was 5 years at the start of the game, but what is it now? What is it in Dawntrail? You know, people long for a sympathetic ear, but they need to know that it comes with tight lips. Discretion, Komori. That's what my customers expect. If they don't get it, then I don't get them. Okay, so he can't tell us. That being said, I'm not without my sympathies. I've heard the tales, and I know you've done right by highborn and lowborn alike. Have we done right by lowborn? I guess we did some stuff, like... Yeah, with the machinist questline, we were kind of helping out a bunch of lowborns, I guess. That was kind of the whole point, that we were arming them with these weapons or whatever, or giving them the chance to arm themselves or something. And plus, there was all that stuff with Joy, who was a lowborn herself, and Celesto, he's a lowborn, I guess. Yeah. And I guess there was some stuff in the main story that I must be forgetting, because this guy wouldn't be referring to the side quest stuff, or job quest stuff. Least I can do is point you in the right direction. But to do that, I'll need you to do something for me. So happens there's a hunter up in the Crozier who owes me a fair bit of coin. However, I've agreed to accept payment in fresh herbs. Go and get them for me, agreed? Okay. Amric is about to die, and we're on a fetch quest, but sure. Tell the hunter I sent you, and he should hand over the herbs without a fuss. Come back here as soon as you have them, simple as that. That side, the jeweled Crozier, right. I guess we could fast travel. Maybe we'll walk. I mean, Imric's about to die. I really should hurry by teleporting around, but it's not very RP to always teleport. Not that this is an RP character, it just feels... Well, it just feels like it takes you out of the moment. That's all. Eventually we're going to leave Ishgard forever. We'll visit Ishgard less frequently than the places in A Realm Reborn as time goes on. Just because A Realm Reborn is like the special baby where all of the events and like the main story and all of your friends hang out or whatever. But Ishgard is like the first expansion, so it'll be pretty rare to visit here. And I guess the other places and other expansions get that same treatment as time goes on. So you're a Gibberlon's errand girl? Good, good. How's he doing? Same as always? Right. Any road, I hope he appreciates how much trouble I had to go through on account of his bloody herbs. Tell him to enjoy them while they last, because I doubt he'll find any more next year. Or be able to find any more next year. That's it, huh? Just a fetch quest. That's it? Let's go back the other way. We could take the stairs down this way. Fastest route is up and around this way, I guess? If we're not jumping over banisters or something. What are these anyway? Fresh herbs. This nameless flora has a pleasant enough scent to suggest it is most likely not poisonous. Okay, good to know. We're not on a fetch quest for some contraband. That would be a weird thing to send us on. I mean, we're basically the private police for House Fortance. You don't really want to send us on that kind of task. Not that we're like reporting to the high houses or rather not reporting to the church or anyone in the actual government. That's the part of being private police. That means we don't have to answer to anyone but the Fortance, I guess. The people that actually write the paycheck. How rarely do people use that underground passage, that little tunnel that I just used? Probably almost never, because you can just teleport everywhere else you need to go. Well, I used it in this episode, and I might never use it again. Stay firm, Tremblebert. Sniff, sniff. Well, you going to hand them over or not? Try this on to do it. With a few other spices, I can make it just like she used to. There are few things which stir the hearts of men like a sip of mulled wine. Share a glass with the right people, and who knows what stories they'll share. Okay. But, we are kind of in the middle of stopping an execution. Oh, we got a combo finisher. We got an upgrade to this attack, an upgrade to this attack, and now we got an upgrade to this attack. So now, our entire standard combo is upgraded, I guess. I think I'm gonna miss the flip that we do, though. We do like a cool flip with the... whatever the original version of this was. The clean shot. Used to be really cool, but now that we're doing this, I think, if I remember from my main character, it's not as cool as the flip. It's flashier, I guess, but not as cool. Now that I think on it, there's a woman I know who's rather fond of the splend. Eurythia. Let me try that again. Let me read it first. Could be Hierita. Hirita. I'm going to assume Hirita. Kind of hard to pronounce. Hirita is her name, and she resides in the Pillars. She's a maidservant of some noble house or another, I forget. Anyway, it'd be a shame if she didn't get to try this wine. Why not give her a bottle? Okay. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Is Comore picking up what he's putting down? Maybe not. Maybe she just thinks she's still on a fetch quest or something. Wonder what it's like being waited on by scores and scores of servants. After a time, the faces must start to blur together. But the servants, they remember. How can they not? Actually, I like this now. It's not just a fetch quest. Very shrewd, that guy. He's not telling us about the Mongrel or whatever. He's just sending us on a fetch quest, and maybe some people along the way might know what we need to know. I teleported without thinking about it. Oh well. What are these guys on about? What kind of business do they get up to if you follow them? I wonder. Can't do that now, though. Hirita? Yes, I'm Hirita. Beg your pardon, but do I know you, miss? Twice mulled wine. This wine is cooled after its first mulling, and allowed to sit for a fortnight, before mulling a second time, with a fresh muslin bag of spices, for delivery to one Hirita. Okay, I don't think we waited 2 weeks. No, wait, hang on. Sit for a fortnight before being mulled a second time? Okay, yeah, so 1 fortnight, 2 weeks. That is a fortnight, right? I think so. So we didn't wait 2 fortnights, or rather 2 weeks for this. I guess he had like one ready, like a cooking show, and then what we delivered to him was for him to get ready the next batch? I can only guess. I know this smell. This is the wine that girl used to prepare. Her special recipe. It must have been decades since I last tasted this. Oh, the poor dear. Such a shame that she was taken in by that Baron. He cut a dashing figure, I'll grant you that. Tall, slender, long of ear. What is that? Is that like a great quality in Ishgardians and Ellison? I guess so. But those dazzling ruby eyes of hers were filled with lust. 'Twas not more than infatuation which she felt, but she convinced herself it was love, and he couldn't help but take advantage. But when her belly started to grow, gods, the scandal. I mean, 'tis not an uncommon occurrence, but that it was a Hure made it so much, with a Hure made it so much, I needn't tell you. She was discharged from his service, cast out onto the streets like so much refuse. Okay, this answers a question that I was kind of thinking about a while ago. I didn't really bother to look up. Turns out an Ellison and a Hure can actually get an offspring, hence the name Mongrel it seems, but I was wondering because obviously, probably, I think, species like Hrothgar, the full-on lion people, probably can't mate with the other species or have offspring with them, the other player species. And then there are things like Vieira, or even the cat boys and cat girls, the Kote. At that point, it's questionable if they can bear offspring with like Hures or whatever else. But here's at least one confirmation. The Elizin and the Hure are similar enough that they can have offspring. Who else can have offspring? Who knows? Would Lalafell be able to? Like with some other race? With like a goblin or something? They're about the same size, so maybe that makes sense. Who knows? After she returned to the Brume, we drifted apart. I only learned of her death years later by chance. Gods, it feels like a lifetime ago. So that's what happened to the mother. Rogadin and Hure, probably. Mikote and Hure, I don't know. Maybe? Somehow the tails and the ears make it hard to imagine. But maybe. Lalafell and Hure, I don't know. I mean, if a Hure and an Elizin. Elizin and Rogadin, sure, why not? Elizin and Mikote, same thing as Hure. I think we've hit all the bases. But then Hrothgar and anything else, and then Vieira and anything else. I think Vieira are like special, they're like really long-lived, so might be hard to mix blood there. And Hrothgar, with anything else, it's just kind of a long shot. Anyway. So the amorous nobleman beds his maidservant, and casts aside her when the sea takes root. Not the most original tale, is it? Cold comfort for the women and children who live it, though. At this point, Komori's thinking, yeah, great story. Now you're gonna help us or what? Little does she know, Gibberland has been helping her the entire time. When is she gonna pick up on it? Maybe now. Even the penitent can appreciate wine from time to time. Take Geraldo, for example. Surely you've heard of him? No? Come on, Komori, you just met him. He was just downstairs, I pointed him out. He's a monk who offers succor to the poorest of the poor in the Brume. A man of many vows. But none which prohibit spirituous beverages. Aye, if ever there was a man who deserved a drink, it'd be him. And at this point, Komori's thinking, what am I, a serving girl or something? And yes, she is. But she's also learning about the Mongrel. Little does she know it. Alone's blessing be upon you, miss. The gift? For me. Another twice mulled wine. The same description, it seems. I guess he had a lot prepared. He must have been preparing it for fortnights and fortnights. Or the same fortnight all at the same time. This scent. How reminiscent of a wine once made by a dear old friend of mine. May her soul rest in peace. Forsaken by her family, she toiled tirelessly to feed and clothe her child. And somehow she found the time to help me tend to those in even worse circumstances. So compassionate was she, so full of love for her fellow man. 'Twas that love which gave her child strength to endure the scorn of the other younglings. That little girl, bless her heart, she couldn't help what she was. Eventually she won them over. But those first few years were trying, even more so when she had to start fending for herself. I remember days she spent standing on the walls, raven black hair flowing in the wind, staring out, as if searching for her mother's face in the mist. Feels like everyone that we're talking to that knows this woman and her child They're all poets. They recount these details in such beautiful prose. I shall raise a glass to their memories tonight. Maybe that's just the effect this woman and her child had on people. They're the type of people that poets write poetry about, and apparently that normal people speak poetry about. Like, where on the walls did she stand? Like here? Or like way over there on those walls? I don't think children are allowed up there. But apparently there's like windows and stuff or something, if those aren't just decoration. So there is a way up there. How though? Does the bridge over there like connect to the side? Do you get up there from higher up? It doesn't seem like the bridge has any connection to the big arch there. Surely that's not just like solid stone. There is like an interior there, right? What would they even have in there? Just like towers of, I don't know, parapets for guards to shoot arrows out from or something at flying dragons? Low altitude dragons? Who knows? Alright, Komori completed another fetch quest for you, and now she wants information. She was a remarkable woman, Komori. I'm sure she was, but tell us about the woman we want to know, is what Komori is thinking. After everything she was forced to endure, she still remained hopeful for the future, for her daughter's future. Some bonds are thicker than blood, but blood still defines us, and divides us in the end. It's the legacy of our parents, Komori, and we can't escape it, no matter how hard we try. So the Mongrel and her pups chose to embrace theirs, to proclaim it to all and sundry. If you can understand that, then maybe you can find her on your own. And there it was. I'm not sure if he name-dropped it earlier, but he finally mentioned the Mongrel. Did Komori finally put the dots together, or connect the dots or whatever? Maybe she connected some dots, enough to find the Mongrel, or something. I don't think he mentioned the Mongrel before this. Or maybe I just missed it myself. How far down do the repairs go? Actually pretty far. Look at that scaffolding. There's so much. And actually, Ishgard is built on... is it like a mountain or something? Just like sticking up out of this abyss? At times it feels like it's suspended over the abyss itself, because you can't really see the bottom. Oh hey, Tataru's here. Maybe Alfinode's around doing some investigation of his own. Let's see if we can find some flavor dialogue. He's not where he was before. Does Guy have anything different? Gibralont has ever been a staunch supporter of our efforts, though he has since come to prefer more indirect methods. Time was he would be here almost every day, working side by side with the other volunteers. Okay, cool. We did actually get more flavor and lore on Gibralont. Gibralont? Whatever. Nothing new there. And what about Tataru? What about this kid? No, he's gone. At first, I had trouble getting to know people, but with a little effort, and a lot of parley, I've managed to make a lot of friends. She said that before, nothing new. That guy is just using his generic dialogue, I think I remember that. Tell us what we want to know. Still looking for your Mongrel? Like I said before, take your pick. Plenty around if you know where to look. Or did you fancy someone specific? Now, I guess a lot of the people here are Mongrels themselves. It's not like the one that we're looking for isn't the only one. Well, I'm gonna give the wrong answers. I guess it's going to be a little bit RP. Maybe Komori just has trouble remembering the details. What, curl got your tongue? Off you trot then. Raven black eyes and ruby red hair. Doesn't ring a bell, sorry. No, she had it backwards. Ruby red eyes and raven black hair. She's just a little bit dyslexic. She only just recently learned how to read. Oh, someone's got unusual tastes. Afraid I can't help you though. Won't, rather. It's bloody obvious you ain't of the Brume. What? You mean this Lalafell isn't part of the Brume? There are pretty much no Lalafell in Ishgard, aren't there? Least of all Dune's folk or whatever. Did you think I'd tell you? Did you think I'd just tell you because you asked nicely? Oh, and off she walks. I guess Alphinode was over here the whole time? We kind of have ruby red eyes and black hair. Raven black hair. Not ruby red. I mean like a pink ruby? Are there pink rubies? Is Komori a Mongrel? Maybe. I never really thought about the backstory for Komori. Sometimes I don't know, tossed it around in my head. I just picked the name Komori, because I like the name, the Japanese stuff. But I guess it would imply that she has heritage from like Hingashi or whatever, of which there are also few Lalafell, probably not many. So maybe she is a mixed breed, like part from Hingashi and part from whatever Dune's folk are over in Danalan or Ul'dah or whatever. There, we created some backstory. She's a Mongrel. Have you made any progress, Komori? We found out we're a Mongrel. So our Mongrel was born of an Ellison nobleman and a Huron maidservant. Granted, it is no location, but it is far more information than we had before. Yes, now that her striking features are known to us, mayhap we need only to remain vigilant. There must be a way we can draw the Mongrel out into the open. Mayhap we should discuss this with Tataru. Speaking of which, where is Tataru? She... Oh, confound it. She went below to make inquiries on her own, didn't she? We must find her quickly, Komori. I have a premonition this is not going to end well. Is she in the same place she was standing last time? It feels like the Brume maybe could have done with being a slightly larger area. Like we have the entire upper level being the pillars, right? Oh, the upper level here. And then we have the foundation, which is just like, I guess, lowborn or whatever. Here. And then the Brume is just like this one section that's just below the foundation. It feels like if there was like a little bit more, just like, I don't know, on the same map, like more tunnels to walk through or more of a lower level, like going under the foundation, like the top level here, then maybe it would be, I don't know, just have a bit more presence, I guess. It just kind of feels like a weird corner. You cast your gaze over the streets below, but see no sign of Tataru. Yep, she's not talking to Golden. You see where she went? No. He didn't even acknowledge Tataru's presence. What a guy. What an asshole. Hey Meili, did you see? Okay, no. She's got bigger problems to deal with. I think we interacted with Melee during some other side quest we did earlier. When exactly is Amorc scheduled to be executed? You probably don't know yet. Oh, I guess it's not down here. It seems like we have enough time to go searching for just some random revolutionary leader. Probably not more than a day, I guess. Where could she have gone? Ah, Komoy. Try looking for her over there, by the sparklies. You mean these sparklies? I didn't know you could see those, Alfie-Node. I don't know if Komoy can see them. Am I the only one that can see them, the player? Probably. Maybe Shola can see them. She must be around here somewhere. I take it you've had no luck either. Oh, there she is. Well, I'm sorry. Forget I said anything. Asking too many questions, Tataru? Wait, down there. Isn't that Tataru? Those men are chasing her. Quickly, Komoy, after them.
Where do you think you're going, Missy?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend.
What's going on here?
What's it to you, boy? Piss off.
Hold on. I've seen them around. They're in and out of House 4 Tom's Manor all the time.
Yeah, they recognize the uniform. Yep, we're the private police. And we're here to arrest you for trying to assault this poor young woman.
Oh, I see. Skulking about at your highborn master's bidding, eh? Bloodhounds hoping to catch a whiff of heresy, is that it?
Well, we're not exactly inquisitors. I don't think we run with them. No, not us.
You are quite mistaken, I assure you. We came here to help. And if you know what's good for you, you will let us pass.
Haha! Listen to the pups yapping. Come here, boy. I'll give you cause to yelp.
Enough! Leave threatening women and children to our betters. We don't have the knack.
I guess they literally were threatening women and children.
Hilda!
Lay a finger on the Blue Blood's pups, and you're like to lose the hand. And often I get called on by glorious heroes like yourself. So tell me, what have I done to deserve you?
It figures. Cause enough trouble, and the people we're looking for come to us. How are you doing? They didn't much care for my story about the weathered cane. Oh. Is that like your parlay technique or something? What exactly is the story? Is that like a bit of flavor that I missed at some point in like a Realm Reborn? That Tataru had? Or is that like a euphemism? The weathered cane? Did you insult these guys' manhood? Good on you. For once it would seem the fates are smiling upon us. Had those ruffians forced our hand, I dare not think what would have ensued. I can imagine what would have happened. A kneecap. With this gun. We've done it several times, even here in the Brume. Whatever it is you've got to say it. Not to you. Filthy fellow and beggarly fellow. Wow, what names. I've got my eye on you. That's what we should be saying to you. We're the private police. Before you start, let's go somewhere a bit more private, eh? The Forgotten Knights, say. Luckily for them, we don't have to adhere to Ishgardian law. Just whatever our masters over at the Four Taunts Manor pay us to do, which in this case is actually helping save the nation. Oh, what have we got here? Looks like it's a... what's it called again? A solo duty? An instance? One of those. If you're nervous, I could try parleying with them on our behalf. Perhaps they'd be interested in the techniques of working the wet logs. Lowen logs? Or maybe the tale of the cursed Gladius. Oh, I know. The legendary skillet. Everyone loves that one. Skillet. Wow. Incredible. Actually, I would like to hear her stories. Especially about this weathered cane. I think it best if you take the lead this time, Komori. From Tataru's perspective, is this a reasonable place to stand? When you go first person, it goes like slightly above the Malafell head. But it does actually allow eye contact with the rest of the party. If you stand too close to the table, that becomes impossible, so it's interesting. Maybe they actually thought about that when positioning her. Well, Komori likes to stand up here when doing negotiations. Now we're eye to eye. I've got my eye on you. Okay, he's just saying the same thing. And him too. They're broken records, those two. I thought those NPCs were contracted to stay there, like in their exact positions, until the end of time. I guess they can be brought to move.
So, while you're on your way to kill Nidhogg, you stumbled on some dirty secrets that the Holy See has been hiding for centuries.
I guess that's accurate. We really did just kind of stumble on some of that. I mean, Hraesvelgr laid it out for us mostly, but we did some stumbling along the way.
Eh? What are they on about?
The high houses. And what makes a nobleman so bleeding noble? They trace their blood back to King Thordan and his Knights 12, the founders of Ishgard. But our friends here reckon we're all descended from the heroes of Eld. Highborn and lowborn alike.
It was 1,000 years ago, so 14 or however many knights, just kind of mixing up in between the highborn and the lowborn. With 1,000 years of generations, there could be, well, thousands of lowborn inheritors of that blood or whatever. Descendants, that's the word.
And so Sir Emeric, Lord Commander of the Temple Knights, has gone to ask the Archbishop if he wouldn't mind letting everyone know.
Is he simple? The old bastard will have him executed for heresy.
Well, seems to me that's what the good sir wants. Seems he thinks a noble sacrifice will serve to prove his claims.
We cannot stand idly by and allow Sir Emmerich to do this. Ishgard has need of him.
Look, you've a good heart, I can see that. Willing to risk your neck for someone else even when his troubles ain't yours. But what's this got to do with me?
If Sir Emmerich is imprisoned in the vault, we will need all the help we can muster to breach their defenses and rescue him.
What in the hell's...
Is he okay?
Ah, the unmistakable scent of heresy.
Okay, here we go. The Inquisition.
And what do we have here? The honored guests of House Fortom consorting with the Queen of Rats.
It feels like a sting operation gone wrong or something. Here we are consorting with these low-born criminals or whatever, trying to make a deal with them, and in comes this guy, who's essentially a cop outranking us or something.
Ooh, plotting insurrection, I shouldn't wonder. That won't do. Sickness is wont to fester and spread. It must be burnt out ere the infection takes hold.
I reckon Sir'd be happy to wield the irons himself. Well, so happens I've got irons of my own.
You can just do that with magic, huh?
Such simple creatures, rats. Certain to attack when cornered. Let us step outside, milady. In here your toys could hurt someone.
So is that guy okay? I don't think he is. Here we go. Let's see this final hit in the combo now. Oh wait, we don't have it yet, we're level synced. Guess we take out these guys first. That guy.
You disgusting.
Oh, that's fire. Don't want to stand in that. Hey, it's Horsefont. I guess he noticed us fighting in the streets over here. It's kind of hard to get all of their banter in between all the fighting, but the parts that I am picking up on are pretty fun. This guy, get out of here. No healing. Oh, we won. Could have just focused on the one guy. I feel like I went through that a bit too quickly. Maybe.
There's no denying your gifts. A well-deserved reputation indeed.
Enough!
We've got a full-on civil war. You can just do that with magic. Why can't we do that?
Lucky bastard.
Nay, 'tis we who are lucky. Had we fought on, 'twas but a matter of time before our conflict claimed the life of an innocent bystander.
Okay, so that means the other guy, that other innocent bystander that was thrown in onto the ground, that guy's life wasn't claimed, right? Hopefully.
I thought the Heavensward might come here as well.
As well.
They came to the Temple Knights' headquarters.
Aye. Sir Grinno announced that the Lord Commander had been imprisoned under suspicion of heresy, and that the Heavensward had been granted full authority in his stead.
Then the Heavensward now commands the Temple Knights.
Those still loyal to Sir Emmerich answer to me. Alas, that amounts to but half our number. The other half, who opposed his promotion to Lord Commander, have gathered at the vault as ordered.
Bolstering the guard already, eh? If I didn't know any better, I'd say you were expected.
I take it you're in charge around here?
Hilda. And yes, the young master was just persuading me to join his lost cause. Convincing little beggar, isn't he?
That's Alvinode.
Your passion moved me. A bit. That, and the fact that we're sick of living off the leavings of our betters. If you've a mind to change things around here, then we've a mind to join you.
It's finally starting. Full-on treason. We're going to overthrow the government. Establish our own proxy whatever. I don't know the details, neither does Komoy, by extension. I'm sure Aymeric is going to figure it out. He's going to be our figurehead or something. Not really. He's legitimate. Time is of the essence, Komoy. We must move quickly before they discern our intent. I never liked him. Not since his days as an Inquisitor. He took far too much pleasure in his work. I guess he's not currently an Inquisitor, he was previously one, that guy, Cherubert, and then he became Heavensward. I had not reckoned with the Temple Knights' involvement. Not as enemies, at any rate. First Sir Grinno, and Sir Polycrane, and now this Cherubert character. I mean, it makes you wonder, doesn't it? Are all the Knights of the Heavensward this bad? Well, this expansion is called Heavensward, so it's looking like it. What about you? Still a broken record? Bugger me if you ain't everything they say. How the hell did you do that? That thing with the other thing? What, you mean this gun? Yeah, I guess our gun did manage to pierce his shields when Hilda's didn't. It's a very valid question. One that I can't really answer myself. I guess our bullets are machinist bullets and her bullets are just like normal bullets. And machinist bullets use this thing on the hip to do things with the aether inside your body. So our bullets are like magic bullets and therefore can pierce his magic shield. Something like that. Ooh, you didn't give half a damn. You didn't half give that highborn scum what for. That was a sight for sore eyes, that was. My mind just automatically inserted half a damn. It's so used to those words strung together. Let me guess. You're wondering why I chose the Mongrel, right? Well, that's not why we're talking to you, but sure, tell us about it. Because it's what I am, and I'm not ashamed of it. Not anymore. Besides, even my pureblood pups have more in common with me than the lords and ladies up on high. They none of them are well bred. Hell, some of their mothers were cast out after a spot of fun, same as mine. Story all this time, and one we're sick of hearing, which is why we took up arms. Not that we mean to hold all the blue bloods to account. Some have done right by us, I'll allow. Like them in House Hyenarte. Of course, you'd know all about that, wouldn't you? Damn, I'm so glad. I had no idea. It turns out, some of the dialogue does change if you did the entire Machinist questline. And it's right here. Would you look at that? We're in with the Lowborns. I'm so glad. It's so RP. You know? It's like I'm fully immersed right now. But enough talk. Your friend's still rotting in a cell. Let's not keep him waiting. Of course, it's only that one line that changes, nothing else really changes. But just that one acknowledgement makes it feel like, you know, like this is a real world. Like they do actually acknowledge the things you're doing off in the side. Anything else? Seems like it's all the same thing from these guys. Yeah. Okay. It's a pretty serious thing to get into. I think we need to save it for next time. Because I'm pretty sure there's going to be a dungeon right after this. Why don't we help out this Huron horde times, just to kill time. The Temple Knights are recruiting. It has long been my dream to join their ranks, and soon I shall make it a reality. Okay, we can spin this. They're recruiting the Temple Knights because they're trying to get more people for the upcoming civil war. And this guy's like on the fence or something. That's my excuse for this weird timing. I told myself I would give anything to be a Temple Knight, but one of their rules gives me pause. We are forbidden from marrying while undergoing training. Hearing this brought to mind a promise I made long ago. Given to flights of fancy and romance as children are wont to be, I promised a girl that we would marry when we came of age. I was just a boy and, to be honest, I cannot even remember her name, but I worry she may still be waiting for me. All I can recall is she was a ward of House Hyenarte, which again, it's House Hyenarte? House Hyenarte? I think I'm just going to keep saying House Hyenarte until I hear it one more time in the game, how they actually pronounce it. I realize the chances are slim, but I ask that you find her. Tell her she need not wait for me any longer. I could not bear knowing a girl wastes her life, waiting for the impossible. Alright, why is Komori doing this when Aymeric is about to be executed? I don't know. I'm doing it to kill time. The excuse we can come up with is... I'm sure we'll come up with one. Soon enough. A ward taken into House Hyenarte as a child? You ask as though there'd be only one. Sorry to say, but my lord has taken in more than I can count. Oh, really? Yeah, I guess that includes Joy, huh? And even more. I guess this guy's a better guy than we realized. It'll be no easy task sorting through the lot of them with so little to go on. Of course, if we're speaking strictly of ladies recently come of age, that may narrow things down some. The first that comes to mind is Lady Lanayette, down at the Rose House. She might be able to steer you in the right direction. Haven't we heard Lanayette before? Lady Lanayette's the only one I know that meets that description. Why not pay her a visit and see what she knows? Yeah, that's in the Sea of Clouds. We've talked to her before. This is kind of a waste of time. Like a huge waste of time when we're about to go storm the castle, literally. We don't even have flying yet. And no one here to kill us? Okay. Really thought this would just be like a 2-minute thing that takes place in Ishgard or something. Really killed the momentum by teleporting over here to the Sea of Clouds. Let's see if I can come up with an excuse. Maybe we're trying to ask that guy to be a spy for us on the other side of the Temple Knights that are siding with the church or whatever. And he's like joining them as a new recruit, so he's not going to be doubted or anything. Yeah, that's why we're doing this quest. My stupid excuse. Ladies of House High Norte have aged with me. I suppose I could only be Marielle. But you say as a child she promised to be wed. I've heard no such thing. At any rate, you must talk with her yourself to know if she is the one you seek. Oh, and the quest just ends over here. I guess we're not reporting back to that guy. I guess Komori's plan to get a spy on the inside of the Temple Knights for the upcoming execution has failed. It was worth a shot. A promise of marriage, now that you mention it? Why yes, I do believe I made such a promise. But I was just a child. Who would think to remember such a thing after all these years? Besides, I have sworn to serve Lady Lenayet. My only concerns now are fulfilling my duties and the protection of Camp Houttop. Whoever this boy is, he need not worry of old forgotten promises. Okay, well, that's the end of that. Kind of a lackluster end, isn't it? What a way to kill momentum, huh? Let's, kill it even more by going over here. Main quest is over there, but we're going to go back to our room in the inn. We just got into a battle and we're about to go storm the castle, so Komori's going to dress her wounds one more time. I know I used that excuse last time, but I just like ending the episode inside the inn, and we just so happen to be right next to the inn for the main quest, so figured it would make sense to be here. Why not? As Komori prepares herself for the upcoming assault, now would be a good time to take a break.